What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing one of the TED Ed riddles. I did one of these a long time ago with Joey. I'm just going to do, this is going to just be me doing these now, or whatever. They're just something easy I can do, and I think they're fun, and, you know, it's solid content, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to go ahead and preface this. This is it's been a very long time since, the last time I looked at one of these videos was when we did that reaction, when we did that video, or whatever, way back in the day. And I remember in that video, I remember saying, it's been a long time since I've seen a pretty good chunk of these or whatever. My preface here that I'm saying is that this is kind of the start of the thing, and I'm just going to let everybody know right now. I've definitely seen some of these. I'm not going to remember some of the answers. I should remember any video that I've seen. I have a pretty solid memory. Just don't have, like, you know, savant memory, I guess, or whatever. So I probably won't remember every single answer to the ones that I have seen. But I should remember the ones that I've seen. They should be at least familiar enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one or whatever. And if I figure out an answer right off the bat or whatever, I just probably won't put that video out, or I'll move straight on to the next one or whatever. But in any case, I'm going to keep track of how many that I get and how many that I kind of have to give up on. I won't obviously include the ones that I remember, like, oh yeah, I'd seen that one before or whatever. And I will always try to let you guys know if I've seen, you know, one of the episodes before. And, you know, obviously won't include that one. But if I've seen it before, but I don't remember the answer, I might still make a video of it and then try to remember, see if I can get the answer again or whatever. Because there are going to be some where I legitimately don't remember the answer. There's also some of these, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle these. There's some of the ones that they put out here are like mathematically based answers. And what I mean by that isn't like there can't be math riddles, but there are some that are like certain concepts that were like invented or whatever that there's no chance an average human being, right? I mean, there's maybe like 2 or 3 people that have some sort of like weird wiring in their brain or whatever that would allow them to actually figure out the answer. Whatever. Things like that are basically, they're not really riddles, right? It's like, do you know this mathematical theory or do you not know this mathematical theory? So, you know, I don't know how I'm going to handle those. I'll probably handle them on a case-by-case basis. If they're just completely whatever, I might just not put a video out at all. If they're kind of like possible potentially, or if I come up with other possible ideas, even if it's not the correct answer, then maybe I'll put them out. I don't know how I'm going to count them towards, you know, my success versus failure rate and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. But in any case, I just wanted to give that preface out. Obviously, the intros for these videos won't be this long typically, but since this is the start of the series, that's why I kind of went into that a little bit. So without further ado, this is the prisoner hat riddle. Not sure if I've seen this one or not. I won't know until I start watching it or whatever, but it's only 4 minutes. I think this is one of the older ones. I don't know if these are in order going out. I'm just using the playlist, so we're just going to go down this playlist. 57, I think the playlist was made by TED Ed, so I'm just going to assume that, you know, it's their playlist and they know what they're doing or whatever. Whether or not it's in order or not, I don't know, but let's go ahead and check it out.
You and 9 other individuals have been captured by super intelligent alien overlords. The aliens think humans look quite tasty, but their civilization forbids eating highly logical and cooperative beings. Unfortunately, they're not sure whether you qualify, so they decide to give you all a test. Through its universal translator, the alien guarding you tells you the following. You will be placed in a single file line facing forward in size order, so that each of you can see everyone lined up ahead of you. You will not be able to look behind you or step out of line. Each of you will have either a black or a white hat on your head, assigned randomly, and I won't tell you how many of each color there are. When I say to begin, each of you must guess the color of your hat, starting with the person in the back and moving up the line. And don't even try saying words other than black or white, or signaling some other way, like intonation or volume. You'll all be eaten immediately. If at least 9 of you guess correctly, you'll all be spared.
You have 5 minutes to discuss and come up with a plan, and then I'll line you up, assign your hats, and we'll begin.
Can you think of a strategy guaranteed to save everyone?
Alright, let me rewatch this. I've definitely seen this one. Just fair warning. I've for sure seen this one. I don't remember the solution at all, so I am gonna go ahead and
File
attempt
line
this.
facing each of you on your head.
How many are there?
So that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this one's a
and
little
moving
bit too
up the
easy,
line.
right? Am I
And don't
crazy?
even try saying words.
Okay, so this seems a little bit too easy, right? In my opinion. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I don't think so, though. So basically, the guy back here should just say white. And then the person in front of him. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so now I actually don't know. I mean, it's more complicated than I thought. For a second, I was like, just say the person's name in front of you, but you have to say your name. So that's not correct. That immediately falls apart. Okay. That's good. That would have been way too easy. Okay. So, this board down here, by the way, I can draw on it and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to use it too much in this one because I'm not sure. I'll need it yet, but if I do, that's where I will be drawing. So, so you need to be able to signal and help out other people while also saying the name of your own hat. Okay, could you assign people to different people? The first guy still has to guess, but everybody from then on would know what their color is. But then the second person would have to guess too, potentially, so that doesn't make any sense. So that's not it. Could everybody have the same color hat, or did we say that it was going to be split 5-5 no matter what?
Signed randomly, and I won't tell you how many of each color
Okay,
there
yeah.
are. I say to begin.
Okay. Oh, this is a tough one. It's probably not that tough, but fuck. I mean, I've seen this one for sure. I don't remember even like what it kind of is. Okay, wait. I think I might have this. So, I mean, I don't know yet. But okay, so oops. So let's say, going down the line. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I'm gonna start randomly assigning. Let's just go completely crazy here. Okay, so this first person doesn't know what their hat is, and that's fine. All they can do is say black or white. So they have to give a 50-50 amount of information. All right. Now the only thing that they can do to really give their team like a solid edge here is if they don't know what their color is, so they don't even have to worry about that. That's fine. But what they can see is whether or not there's more black or white in front of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's 9, right? Because there's 9 left, there can't be an even number here. All right. So if this first person says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black, okay, they'll say black because they know that there's more black than there is white in front of them. Okay. The second person will look and they'll see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, versus 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 to 4. So they know they have to be black because there's an even amount in front of them. So they know they have to be black. So they get that. Okay? So they call black. Now this person knows right off the bat that they see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the first person called black. That means he saw more blacks in front of him than he saw whites in front of him. I might have to switch this at least one more time to see if this works or whatever, if there's an extra black hit, but let's just assume for now that this is fine. So he knows that this person called black. There had to be more blacks than whites at that point. He can only see white, 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 white. There's 4 whites, 3 blacks. This person knew they were black, which means they had to have... They had to have had black, because if they were white, right, instead of black, and they would have seen, and the person called black, they would have seen black, white, white, black, white, black, white. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If they were white, then white would have been called in the first one. So then they would have called white. So they knows that this person, well, he already knows that they're black because they called black and you haven't lost yet. So I don't know why I thought that. Okay, sorry. So we know this person's black actually now. This person already knows they're black. And the first person called that there's more blacks and whites between that. So we know there's more blacks than whites between. So that means there's a black here. And he knows that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 whites, 3 blacks. So he knows there has to be more so he knows there's 4 whites and 3 blacks. So he knows that the person behind him is black. So he knows it's 4, 4. And the first person gave them the information that there's more blacks than whites. So he knows he also has to be a black as well. So he calls black. Alright, now white comes up. Now white knows that there are 2 blacks behind, because they called it out and they were right, obviously. There's 1, 2, 3 whites in front of him. There's 1, 2, 3 blacks in front of him. So it's even. Now he knows that the 2 behind him are black. Which means that there's more blacks than whites. So how does he know that he's white and not black? Because even if he was white, there would still be more blacks, which he obviously knows. It doesn't have to be black. Because it can just be that. It could be 3, 6. So something's wrong here. I still think this is right. Maybe. I'm just not sure where the logical thought process is that he can guarantee that he's one of the whites instead of the blacks. Because he could just be black, and this would all still work. Huh. Maybe this isn't the right answer. Okay, let's look at it from the person behind them's perspective. Okay. Okay, so the person behind them. Okay, so this third person knew that there were more blacks than whites. Okay? Which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. If he was black, would this still work? So let's see. Let's see here. So let's say instead of being white, he was black. Then this video is gonna get fucking demonetized because I think I'm talking about some other shit. That's all I'll just say. Anyway, okay, so let's say that this was the case, right? So he knows the person behind. He knows there's more blacks than whites. Okay, he knows that the person behind him is black, so that's 1 plus something is going to be blacks, and then there's whites. And let's ignore him for now and say there's 3 more whites, and there's 1, 2, 3. He can see in front of him, so he knows that there's 3 more blacks. So that would mean that there's 3 whites and 4 blacks. If he saw this and said black, there's no way he could have guaranteed that he was black here. Right? If he's black, if 4 is black, right? Then it's got to be 3 to 5. And then if it's 3 to 5, then there's no way that 3 can know that they're black. Because if they knew that they were black, because if it was 3 to 5, then or sorry, if they saw 3 to 5, then they could be white, and it would still be 4 to 5, and that's the rule of black being the most would still be in effect. So the fact that 3 knew that they were black means that this 4th one couldn't be black, so it had to be white. Okay, so we're still on a good spot here. This is technically all still making sense to me. I don't know if everybody else is following along with what I'm trying to say here. I'm gonna try to delete some of this here so I can get some room. I thought I said I was gonna go random, and then it's like white, black, white, black, white, black. Anyway, okay, so we have now. This one doesn't matter. We got it wrong, but we've gotten these 3 right. Now white saw white, white, black, black, black. So that means this white knows that the last white saw either. This might be an easier way to do this, I think. This white knows that the last white saw either 3 to 3 or 2 to 4. They had to have seen either 3 to 3 or 2 to 4 because white knows that, or this person knows, they don't know if they're white or black, but they know that in front of them, it's 3 to 2, black has 3, white has 2. So if they're white, then it's 3 to 3. If they're black, then it's 2 to 4. So they know that that's what the last person saw. Now what they see is, as I said, is 2 to 3. So white, before them, if they saw 2 to 4 black, then they couldn't have known that they were white. They would have had to have guessed if they saw 2 to 4 black, right? So therefore, white knows that they're white. I don't think this is working out the way that I intended it to, but let's just keep going down this rabbit hole and see if we can make this work in a couple different scenarios. Alright, so okay, so now this black knows that the last white must have seen either 3 to 2 or 2 to 3. That's the only thing that they could have seen, because black can see that it's 2 to 2 in front of them. So if they're black, then it was 2 to 3. If they're white, then it's 3 to 2. They can see that it is 2 to 2, obviously. Okay, so could white have known that white could... See, now... man. Oh, no, this is wrong. This is wrong because we don't necessarily... This is incorrect anymore. Okay, I'm confusing myself a little bit, I think. Because although this is correct, they must have either seen 3 to 3 or 2 to 4. The important bit is that the behind them numbers also matter, the B, B, and W, or whatever. So they either saw 4 to 5, or knew it was 4 to 5, or they knew it was 3 to 6. Let's say this wasn't even. Let's switch to that right off the bat. No, not like this though. Let's say it went black, black at the end, so it's 6-3. This is really the crux of the problem here. So this first person, could this first person even guarantee that they were black? If the first person said black, the second person saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They saw 5 black, and they saw 1, 2, 3, 3 white. Okay. Could they guarantee that they were black? I don't think they could. Alright, what are the possible combinations? 5 to 4, 6 to 3, 7 to 2, 8 to 1, 9 to 0, technically. Guess I'm back to square one. I don't know how to make this work. I still believe, I mean, the solution has to be based on something with a dichotomy, like that you can that either, if you could basically, you can only give, the first person can only give their answer of white or black, which basically means if you were everybody else in here, could you devise a question that you could ask a yes or no question that would give you the answer? And what is that yes or no question? That's basically this riddle from a different angle. So that's why I'm trying to sit here and think it's got to be something to where if it's 5-4, then it works. Okay. All right, let's look at this from a different angle. Okay. I just came up with a new strategy. We're going to see how well it works. No guarantees. This doesn't feel like this would be the answer, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, so the first person, ignore all 10. Okay? But don't care about that. All they care about is that the person can see 2 people in front of them. So number 1 can see that obviously there are 2 whites and 1 black. Number 2 can see out of this group of people that there's 2 whites, 0 blacks. Doesn't work either because there could just be 3 white, 0 black. I was thinking like there had to be. Fuck. The first person tells the second person their color. Okay, so the second person knows their color, and so does the third. Everybody now knows that the second person's color is black. The third person now knows the color behind him, the color in front of him, okay, there's always an even number. Okay. Oh my god. Is this it? There's always an even number and an odd number in any of these pairings. There's always an even and always an odd. So, the second person can see everything else. Okay, let's start over completely. Let's see if this works. So there's always an even number in any pairing. Okay? Or in any whatever. There has to be an even number. Now, you're going to say that no matter what, the first person is going to say the color of the even number. Whatever the even number is, doesn't matter what it is. They're gonna pick the one that has the even number. You can probably do this the opposite way too with the odds or whatever. But they're going to say the color that has an even number of these 9 people or whatever. Because there has to be one with an even, one with an odd. So, when you do this, so you can see right now that there's 6, 3. So they're going to call black. Okay? Now, white can see that there's 1, 2, 3 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black. They called black, so they know that the even number has to be black. So the +1 that they are, they must be black. So they called black because the first person called black. Now it doesn't really matter what they actually are. They could be white or black, doesn't matter. But they called black because they saw that the even number was 6. Okay, the second person called it because they saw that there's 3, 5, and the first person called it that it's black, so they know that they're black. Now the third person knows that the person behind them is black. They can see that the colors are 2 white and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black. They know the person behind them is black, so that must mean that black is 6. So the only thing they have to figure out is they know that black is the even number, so they must be white. So the third person says it's white. Now the fourth person knows that that they can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black, and there's only 1 white. And they know that the person behind them was white, so that's another 1 for the white. And they know that the person behind that was black, so that's another 1. So they know 2, 6. So they must also know that they have to be white because they have to make it odd. So now they're white. I feel better now. I'm not gonna lie, this stumped me for a minute. I mean, I said I've seen this one. I don't know if I've actually finished this video because I don't remember ever seeing this solution, but I believe I am correct now. So let's go ahead and finish this up and see if I ended up being right.
Can you think of a strategy guaranteed to save everyone?
Feel better now.
The key is that the person at the back of the line who can see everyone else's hats can use the words black or white to communicate some coded information. So what meaning can be assigned to those words that will allow everyone else to deduce their hat colors? It can't be the total number of black or white hats. There are more than 2 possible values. But what does have 2 possible values is that number's parity. That is, whether it's odd or even. So the solution is to agree that whoever goes first will, for example,
I mean, I know it took me a long time. This video is now 54 minutes long, but that includes like the initial discussion and stuff like that. So we'll see how long it ended up taking me or whatever at the end of the day. I'll probably put something up at the end of the video like this is how long it took me to solve it or whatever. But I mean, I'm still pretty proud of it, honestly, because I felt like I have to feel like that was kind of a toughie for was that the first one they ever put out? Like, Jesus. I feel like that was rough. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe that was easy, but man, that one felt tough. I'm pretty happy about that one. I love the little I don't know what it is. Something gets released or whatever that makes you feel good after you like solve something that was really difficult to figure out after a while. So I feel pretty good right now. You know, like I said, they kind of did it a little bit differently than me. Because the way they did it while they were going down the list, I guess to make it easier on everybody, was to basically say, like, listen, if you, we're going with the color black, okay? Now, if I see that black is odd, then I'm going to just call black. If I see the black is even, then I'm going to call white. That way you know black is either even or odd. So then you're just focused on black, though, now. You don't even have to worry about white. You just know. So if you hear white, black is even. If you hear black, black is odd. That's all you need to know. Now, the second person hears that. They hear white, black is even. Black, black is odd. Let's say instead of hearing black, they had heard white instead. Doesn't matter. They ignore white. The white part of that actually doesn't matter. You're saying white so that the person in front of you knows that black is even. So the second person says, all right, black is even. Are there even a number of black hats in front of me? Yes, there are an even number of black hats in front of me. That means I must be white. Okay, next person. Are there an even number of black hats in front of me? No. Okay, then that must mean that I'm one of the black hats, because otherwise there would be an even number in front of me. So I'm going to say black. Now, as soon as they say black, every person in front of them realizes, okay, now it's odd. Black is odd now. It's not even anymore. Black is odd. Okay, so now the next person says, is there an odd number in front of me or whatever? Which is a lot easier to keep track of than what I was doing, which was the person in front of you is basically, every person is constantly keeping track of whether or not the number, I mean, it's really not that crazy, because what I did, right, I mean, I don't know if you saw it while it was happening. I noticed it, obviously. It was either going to be 2-6 or 3-5, right? So, as you were going along, right, if you were this person, let's say you were B down here, okay? The first person, so as soon as you hear that, you know, black is odd, or whatever. This first person called black, sorry, so it's the even number. Sorry, I was using their thing. Sorry, as soon as you hear black is the even number, okay? Then you say, all right, now all black is doing here is they see three black, right? Three black and 0 white. That's all they know. I don't remember which one was. Where's the one? Here we go. It was number 7. All right, 3 black, 0 white. Okay, so they know there's, from there, what they can see, there's 3 black, 0 white. And then this person says black, so now they know there's 4 black, 0 white. White, 4 to 1, 4 to 2, 5 to 2, 5 to 3. So now they know it's 5 to 3. Okay? As soon as they know it's 5 to 3, and they know it's black, black is the even, then they know that they're going to black, or whatever. And then if you started off as this white one, you see 4 black, 0 white. So 5 black, 0 white. Or sorry, whatever. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to count it without the black and white aspect here. So 5-0, 5-1, 5-2, 6-2. Okay, so now it's 6-2, but you know black is even, so you just add the 1. So I think, realistically, they're both actually really simple, but I can understand why mine is a little bit more mathematically based, and theirs is a little bit more, like, even odd based, or whatever. So it's more like word whatever, and some people are more, like, comfortable with that kind of, like, understanding of the language or whatever, and they would be better able to keep track of that or whatever. But I think they were relatively both pretty easy to do once you actually start doing it or whatever. But obviously it was the same solution. It was just different wordings on how to get to the answer, or different strategies on how to get to the answer. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm just kidding. Thanks for coming to the watch me do this riddle. Let me know in the comments if you figured it out, how long it took you to figure out. And yeah, I'll do another one at some point. You know, I'll be doing these. There's 50 something of them or whatever. I've seen some of them. I haven't seen some of them. So, you know, this one I'm pretty sure I had seen at some point, but I fucking didn't remember the answer at all. I had to basically do it from scratch. Had literally no idea. So, you know, if they're like this, then going to be able to do all of them. But there's at least some of them I'm pretty sure I remember, at least semi-remember the solutions. So we'll see what happens. But until next time, stay bright. Catch you on the dark side.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold